Good morning. I'm higher vibrations and so are you. There has been so many cool things happening with the Schumann, particularly on the 18th. There was a lot of stuff happening with that. Then we have the solar flares and they're just coming in. What's that mean for us in our ascension experience? Well, most of us are having this particular one. This is like the dominant experience for me right now is this profound tiredness. And it doesn't, that doesn't seem to really describe it. It's like this cozy, just wanting to nap, the afternoon nap feeling. I've not typically been a napper in this lifetime. However, that's the best way to describe just the sleep. And when you wake up from your sleep and you're like, I just would love to just sleep some more now. And so a lot of that kind of thing. Weird headaches, third eye related headaches in particular, and around or behind the physical eyes as well. A lot of clicking here in the third eye space. When that happens, I've noticed like this electric charge that moves back from the third eye spot and just back in and back out to the back of the head. Though at the same time, it doesn't feel like it's leaving out of the back of the head, just filling this space up. So this is something that I've been having. Some other people have resonated with that. So that's my personal experience about that. There's other stuff to do with the divine feminine. So this has been my thing that's been happening lately is forever it's been the divine masculine. It's been the right side. And many of you are still having the right side or just moving into the right side. This is not a measuring stick of where you are in your ascension. We all have a variety of things that we're healing and clearing through based on this lifetime and lifetimes before that and so on and so forth. So you're still on this ascension train. Please do not feel any desire or need to be worried about that. However, for a lot of us, we're now moving back to the divine feminine side from the masculine. And so a lot of this side of the body sensation. However, a lot of people are still having this particular thing down on the lower right side. This is like an area where you have like your gallbladder and your kidney and you have, your liver and all this kind of stuff that's right here. This area of our body is kind of activating right now. I'm almost kind of wondering if there's something more to do with like the appendix, why it's there kind of thing, and I don't really know. So as we're having these sensations, just knowing that you can look up what they mean, like look up what emotion is the liver, what emotion is the kidney, and that'll help you to get an idea of what the underlying emotional healing that needs to be done there that's coming out, and your body's talking to you and telling you what it is that it needs at this time. We have a lot of the twitching stuff, so it's like the eyebrow on this side for a while, sometimes weeks at a time. Then it moves to the other eyebrow, and for weeks at a time or days. And then down to the lower eyelid and this eyelid. I had it where it started to do the top eyelid now, and I was just like, oh no, now it's moved back down to the lip. So before it had done all that and then gone down to the lip and then the chin, and then I started noticing in larger muscle groups. So almost it would be considered muscle spasms or even Charlie horses. And through my body, I noticed it then leaving as like cramping feet. And so a lot of people are now in this cramping feet stage. They may not have noticed these other things because we've been taught to explain these things away, right? To blame it on like the day's activity or something to do with the family, and so not even noticing what was happening. A lot of people will start to notice it in the feet or in the hands. The hands heating up, the palms of the hands, the soles of the feet heating up, really just incredibly hot, and then also incredibly cold. Right now, interestingly enough, my hands are on fire, quote unquote, very, very hot. The healing hand thing is happening, and my feet are freezing. So along with a lot of this stuff, we're noticing what a lot of people are calling or thinking that might be psychic attacks. So I'd like to discuss this right now. And I'm not disqualifying your experience and saying that it's not that. Sometimes it is. In many cases, what we're talking about is actually past life moments and events coming up. So you'll have a flash, an experience of something often, not always, often has to do with some painful event, usually revolving around the death of that particular incarnation while you were incarnated there. Sometimes it's not your incarnation either. I've been having these experiences for a while now where they pop up and want to be seen that aren't incarnations that I would be considered having been incarnated as, that we're assisting in healing the collective by letting elements that were ignored and then therefore imprisoned be seen so they can leave. They just want to go. They don't want to be here either. And so we're letting them come through, noticing that it's not you. This says that you don't have to dig into this. Archangel Michael says that we acknowledge these things without judgment and then to release them with love. Not judging something means to not decide where it goes, what it belongs to, adding a label to yourself, owning this thing, deciding where it was at in the world, doing research about it, even though that part is kind of hard sometimes. It's like, ooh, it's interesting, it's entertaining. And what happens when we use judgment is that the judgment then imprisons it. It stops its motion because you're now holding it to look at it, right? And so he's asking us to do this without judgment, to allow it to move through and out. And it can be done in a very beautiful and gentle and even graceful way. So allowing this to occur as it comes through and to just be what it is. Many of us are feeling this weird vibration sensation. And so this is fun. I'm so glad so many of you are having it now too, is that the vibration in the body, you are a conduit. You are a beacon of light. You bring in this amazing funnel of white light down through you from God. And it moves through your body. And when there's anything that's not quite of the light, then there's a little bit of a shaking that happens. As well as when we're pulling these things, because that's the conduit that you are and the beacon, the beam of light that you are. We also are a guide, a bridge, if you will, that allows this other energy that may not be in resonance, may not be the same level of frequency that being kept at this time, that it needs to go so it can go on to its next thing, right? And so a lot of these energies are moving through us this way. And on occasion, leaving behind a little poof here and there of a small amount of residual energy that you can easily clean by allowing this light to be visual in your mind's eye in meditation as it comes down and completely washes over you, like being in a shower of light completely. And as it touches you, that it moves through all parts of you, inside you, your energy body as well as your physical one, and every level of that. And this will assist you to clean that and just let it go. As I said, they want to leave. This energy wants to go. And so there is no reluctance apart from not being sure sometimes if it's really being allowed to go, because we are very interested and intrigued by it. We're like, what's that? And that is judgment. You're in prison again. So that's what that energy is about. So having to do with this throat chakra area, this has been one of the most pronounced experiences right now. The throat chakra, and I would also say that the sacral chakra as well as the root chakra are the three main areas that most of us have really been noticing work being done on. This throat chakra thing that's happening right now is that I've gone through this. It almost feels like a cold or a tickle. And there's this, it feels almost like that maybe an illness was moving in, though you know it's not. It almost feels like it's a foreign something. This tickle is kind of like, it's like right here. And a lot of us are having this sensation. And this particular tickle, it's like you need to get it up. And to draw attention to this fact once more, many people are experiencing the same spot. So this is, and I know it has to do with the throat chakra and the opening of it. Each chakra, we know about the 7 primary chakras. The 7 primary chakras are the ones that move down through our body this way. We know those 7 chakras. However, each chakra has a system of chakras, and each area of your body, you have so many chakras in your body. And the system of chakras of the throat chakra are many. What I'm telling you is each one of these chakras are coming online for you. This is the area where most of us have found barriers, have found difficulty in being allowed to speak our truth, to be our true authentic self, to allow for the experience that's occurring to come through you. Just like you, a lot of you I've spent much of my life in this incarnation not speaking that truth. And just like most of you, I had lifetimes of persecution that taught me that there is a undesirable consequence to speaking out these truths. However, now is the time for us to speak where we can. I'm not calling you to arms. I'm not even asking you to do anything. Just allowing yourself to be where you're meant to be and to follow your own guidance. While you do that, when you allow the motion of that energy in whatever method's correct for you, whether it's joining these Zoom meetings, participating in chat boards and things like that, or writing about it, communicating with others around you, it's a method of assisting this throat chakra area, though there's many other things you could do. There's light language, using your voice just in tone, doing like the kind of chanting. Those types of things will really assist this opening of this space. And then the other spiritual technology that's been presented recently is to bring in this blue orb that is the representation of Archangel Michael and Mother Mary. The partnership of these two energies together, bringing this orb to move through and around and into your throat chakra area. Remember, your throat chakra area is very, very big. Your higher heart chakra is here. So just above that, all the way up until you get up to here is this throat chakra space. So allowing that blue orb to encompass this area really assists. Also using chakra or color therapy rather. Chakra therapy, I like that. Allowing yourself to put blue around your life when you're having difficulty with or noticing any kind of distress or uncomfortable sensation in your sacral chakra space, bringing in the oranges for that. If you're noticing root stuff, here comes some red, and then so on and so forth. And allowing these energies, these colors to be around you, as well as at least notes in some of the things that you eat throughout the day will assist you. It'll bring that energy in a more pronounced way and help you to be able to fully see what's occurring there. And moving on from the throat chakra and this beautiful use of the different chakra color therapies is allowing yourself to ground. Most of us are having this stuff going on with our feet and our hands, and this is turning on the healing. And so we're allowed to connect in a deeper way than we'd ever had been able to before with this energy. So allowing yourself to connect to the ground by touching the ground, noticing whether you're using your visualization skills or truly seeing it, because of all that are happening at this time. There is like this ripple of light that like the whole bunch of them that come off your hands as you connect with the ground, and so too the feet when they are bare, especially when they're without shoes or socks. Allowing yourself to do that, you're sending a signal, you're sharing energy. You're not giving away energy that you can use. You're cleaning the energy through earth in this way, and then you're revived that's why we go into nature, which is so much better. If you can go into nature, allow yourself to do that. Honor your own body by listening to it. It's telling you what it wants to eat and what it doesn't. Many of us are finding no appetite at all. So allowing myself to go ahead and just follow my body. Whatever my body's asking me to do, I do my best to follow. A lot of us are also having this really strange sensation throughout our back and shoulders. This particular thing is there's an alignment occurring. Alignment of our bodies being assisted to through the use of light with sound. The energy that's here is both melodic and vibrant. It is light music. Wow, that's a really fun thing to say. And this light music that's coming in for us is assisting us. And so we're finding a lot of spinal, hip, joint, shoulder, knuckles, that kind of stuff, sensations, and in particular the shoulders. While this light music comes in, we're noticing that we're sensing our wings more perfectly. We're able to visually detect them. We're seeing the wings around us kind of like flopping in. I find that I use it more as like fans as I'm sending love to people. And you can't see my arms, I realize, but they're spread out to the sides here. And then I'll like fan them inward toward the thing that I'm sending the love and the light to, and it amplifies it. So several of us that I have had conversation also are having the experience that I am, that noticing there are 3 sets of these wings. And so you have throughout the entirety of your spine, for the most part, these wings are important energetic tools that will notice the sensation in our shoulder. It feels like you've been wearing a backpack for too long. And you'll notice like the tension that comes from right behind your ears, that muscle that goes around your neck and down, as well as the shoulder blades in the back. Both shoulder blades will have this sensation. Noticing this weird tingly sensation on your back, as if like pins and needles, like you had your hand had fallen asleep and it's coming back into circulation. The same sensation in the back, all the way down to the tailbone. There's a lot of tailbone kind of activation stuff. Many people allow the energy to flow through the root chakra as a symbol through this tailbone. And being that it's as dense or as physical, like a bone that it is, sometimes it requires more of your consent or intention to open that root chakra. And so by a loving command to say, as more of a request with love, open, and giving it the invitation to do it, and then it will. Another means of doing this is allowing yourself to visualize a different method of its motion. Many do this through the center of the pelvic bone and down through that way. Allowing that energy to move out and move and dig through the ground will really help at this time. The ear ringing, the incredible thirst, the frequency in bathroom, the purging, the skin, like acne, rashes, weird, not really acne, but it's something like acne, these sores, or those of you who know what I'm talking about and are experiencing it, relate, as well as the sensation of like an electrical burn throughout the skin. Another way of saying that is a sensation of nerve. Like, how just your nerve shoots through your skin on occasion. This kind of a sensation has been detected by a lot of people. The tickly, tingly stuff on the skin is my favorite. That's been happening quite a lot. Visual stuff, seeing light orbs, seeing energy beings, seeing beings made of light, seeing these white, very faded silhouette of an individual, which is their aura. Though perhaps not quite seeing the individual within, they're kind of like not quite there. Their aura is the brightest thing, so you're going to see that first. And they kind of want to let you know they're coming. The energies that come to me, a lot of them will come in a bright, beautiful like beam of light that looks like a Vesica Pisces, with just like a little bit of, almost like it could resemble the same as like beams of light coming off, rays of light coming from the sun. This is their way of saying, I'm coming. You don't have to be startled. So this is something people are seeing. These light orbs that are moving around often are orbs. Sometimes they look like a collection of roots, small roots, like roots of a flower. And they're often, usually, for me anyway, they're all the same color. And so you'll see a lot of these. And they're fun and giddy experiences. At night, a lot of people will notice in the beginning, they'll see sets of eyes. As they're starting to try to settle down for sleep, they'll see these eyes, and it'll be scary for a lot of people. And so just to let you know that this isn't scary. It really isn't. Like, what it is individuals, energies, ETs that aren't entirely human in a visual way, are coming through to check in, telepathically wanting to have a conversation with you. It's like your phone ringing and you're looking at the caller ID when you see the eyes. You can choose to decline the call. You don't have to have those energies come in. However, they'll come in, you'll get a couple of sets before they finally go away once your consent is removed. Just knowing what that energy is and why we're seeing those things often helps us. This is meant as a way to help you. If you don't know what they are, energies on the outside or just visually what you're experiencing telepathically, you can use your spiritual discernment. This is fully online. And so your ability to smell BS in a room is that. You're a good lie detector. And so you can use that too with energies that come through. Sending love at it. If you aren't confident to trust your intuition and your inner knowing there, that's okay. Try this. Send love to it. And that what I mean by that is what it feels like as you decide in your heart, you're going to say, I love you to somebody that you truly, deeply love, allowing yourself to remember that love. And as you're going to say, I love you, that feeling that comes up right here, you send it. You can even use the words, I love you, and to empower it as it sends out. And if it is of love, it will answer back with love. If it is not of love, it will flee. For the shadow cannot stand before the light. The light is love and love is light, and there is no separating the two. This is a beautiful experience we're in, and the energies have made it possible for us to experience much higher frequency moments and events and sensation tools, techniques, and gifts that you have in you. Allowing yourself to take your time, to be gradual. It isn't intended to come online and be like, wah! And so if it starts to, a lot of times we've encouraged that with our own curiosity. And so, maybe dial it down just a tiny bit. Come to some of these meetings that I host every week on Friday, as well as many other people do these types of Zoom meetings, and just connecting with other individuals and just ask questions, comment, connect, come to our Telegram group. There's a lot of places where there's resources and community. And then finally, allowing yourself to honor yourself, to be gentle, that you got this. The whole point isn't that it's supposed to be work. This is play. And if it starts to feel like work, it's time to pull back a little bit. Allow yourself to be in joy, to find that place of gratitude in your heart. And if it takes a moment to get there, that's okay. We're all in motion toward something and away from something else. And in this transitory period, we feel that we are spread in sensation on occasion, And so allowing yourself the gentle love that would afford anyone else. Take the rest that you need and the time that you need. You won't fall off this ascension train. You're here with us. I love you. Thank you for your service. Please don't give up. You got this. We've got this. Together. Aho blessings.